United Nations, and Mrs. Nigeria 3. Queen Evelyn Chukwu Onyeku. We have also supporting the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs from the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, the directors. First, we have the Director of the Department of Women Affairs that operates this program, Mrs. Int'L. We have Mr. Lawrence Oyatomi, the Director of Procurement. We have the Director Child, Mr. Andrew Adima Dugu, Mr. brand new Director. Okay, we have Director of Special Duties, Mr. Soko. Let's celebrate him. We have Mr. Abubakar Badi, Director of Human Resources, standing in for We have Hajjat Zara Shehu Wunsi, Assistant Director representing the Director of Planning Research and overseeing the General Services Department. We have Mr. Leah Umar, who is the Assistant Director from Women Affairs. Mrs. Victoria Awad, Assistant Director of Women Affairs, and Mr. Nasser, also from Women Affairs. The Minister is preaching he for she, so we have many men in the hall who are supporting us. So this is the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs.
I hope you will not overtake me.
Okay, we have so many other people who have come to support us in the course of the program. We will recognize them. My name is Princess Juma Idonije, Special Assistant Technical to the Honorable Minister. I'll be your uncle for today. I'll be assistant Damilola Israel. So we're going to quickly go into this program without wasting much time. There's going to be a slight change in the program. We want to take the welcome remarks by the Cabinet Secretary, and then the Honorable Minister will give us first, and then we'll take all the other goodwill messages because our time is far spent. Are you with us? If you are with us, please take to appreciate us. Thank you. So before we want to call on the Director General of the National Center for Women Development, who is standing in for the Cabinet Secretary to give us the welcome remarks. Thank you, Bridget.
The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, then for the talent, we also take importance of us, the representatives of the UN Women, my sister, President of the US, Mrs. Lani, representatives of agencies and departments here present, our development partners and CSOs, directors of the Ministry of Women Affairs, the media, Queen Evelyn, the rural women here present, the rural women here present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. As we have been told by our uncle lady, that our Cabinet Secretary is unavailable in absence. I therefore stand in for him. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our development partners, CSOs, gentlemen, and women of the press, I am so delighted on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, our mother, Her Excellency, the Pauline K. Talent, OFR, KSG, welcome you all to the media briefing in commemoration of the 2022 International Day for Rural Women and the World Food Day. I'd like to especially congratulate the Honorable Minister of Mother Her Excellency, the important Intendant of FRKSD, on this special occasion, and indeed all our rural women across the nation. I therefore warmly welcome our dignitaries and esteemed rural women to this event, and you are all welcome to the Ministry of Women Affairs. As we are all aware, the 15th and 16th day of October are dates set aside every year globally as the International Day of the Rural Women. And world respectively. The days have become a rallying point for actions to recognize the critical role and contributions of women, including indigenous women, in enhancing agricultural and rural development, improving food security, and eradicating rural poverty. It is also aimed at supporting their capacities to respond to climate change, agricultural production, value change, and natural resource management. On this note, Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, I would like to welcome our strategic partners and the media organizations here present. I congratulate all of you and all of us, and thank you all for coming to identify with the rural women. I wish all of us a happy media briefing.
Thank you, DG. At this juncture, let us welcome to our day of today a lady that has changed the narrative for Nigerian women, a lady that has set standards at the local, national, sub-national, and the global community, and she's highly sought after. If you love those women, let me see your hands up in the air. Very good. And so we welcome to address us our very own mother, Founding Talent OMR KSG.
Thank you very much. I love you all too. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, our he for she, Shehu Aliyu Chinkafi, who is unavoidably absent, but ably represented by our DG, National Center for Women Development of Basel, Vidita Bashir, the representative of the UN Women, President of National Council of Women Society, Lamia Demulao, directors of the ministry here present, representatives of agencies and departments, our development partners, civil societies organization, the Queen of the Rural Women, and all rural women here present. We all come from the rural areas. So we are all rural men and women that are coming to the city. But today, this press briefing especially acknowledge their contribution to nation development, acknowledge their worth and all their sacrifices that makes a difference in national development. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we are here once again gathered to interact with the media ahead of the upcoming events put in place by the ministry to commemorate the 2022 International Day, which is coming up on the 16th of October. These events hold a lot of significance for women and helps to showcase the critical role and contribution of rural women. Improving food security and eradicating rural poverty. Available evidence points to the fact that the world over, women in the rural economy. They are involved in cooperative crop production and livestock. They provide food in our homes, water and fuel for their families. They carry out other activities to diversify their families' livelihood. Let me first begin by sympathizing with many of our rural women and their families whose lives and properties have been negatively affected by the raging flood that has swept away most of the farming communities, destroying families, loss of lives, crops and livestock worth millions of naira. This will not only impact the rural women negatively, it will also draw Nigeria back in its quest to attain food security. The theme of this year, 2022 commemoration of the Rural Women's Day is Rural Women cultivating good food for all. While the theme of the World Food Day is Safe Food Today for a Healthy Tomorrow. The two themes stresses that production and consumption of safe food have immediate and long-term benefits for the people, the planet, and the economy. The themes further demonstrate the call for action to consolidate on last year's struggle with the aftermath of COVID-19 lockdown for rural women to be empowered for self-determination. The impact of COVID-19 on food and nutrition shows that 15 months after the first cases of COVID-19 were recorded in the country, there were income losses, trade disruptions, and increasing food prices, which was brought about by abrupt breaks in the food system. The situation was further worsened as a result of insecurity due to farmers and others' clash, armed banditry, insurgency, child molestation, kidnapping, and spike in sexual and gender-based violence, violent communal conflicts, and other natural disasters in the household and in the community. Therefore, addressing gender inequality can result in larger improvement in food security, to guarantee safe food for all. Despite being deprived by the circumstances of abuse, inequality, and lack of opportunity. Hence, it is essential to integrate a gender lens to all aspects of national development. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call for us to pay attention to the plight of the rural women. It should be for a celebration and recognition of our rural women who toil daily to ensure our national growth and development, and for us to have food on our tables. The ministry will continue to mainstream the voices of rural women in its plans, programs, and activities. Some of the successes we have recorded so far are: one, upscaling the Nigeria for Women project, bank-supported project, which currently contributes to the promotion of diversified growth by enhancing livelihoods and increasing access to finance for women in 6 states to cover additional 29 other states. In the 6 pilot states of Abuja, representing the Southeast, Akwa Ibom representing South-South, Kebbi representing Northwest, Niger and Ogun representing Southwest, and Taraba states representing Northeast. Through the establishment of the women affinity groups, the project has disbursed over 3 billion naira to 67,358 women beneficiaries. And these are typical rural-based programs. In each of these states, we pick local government within the state. None of this program is taking place in the state headquarters. We go right to the typical rural areas, 3 local governments. The program is taking place. To help enable the rural women meet their specific business needs, increase their productive access, and improve their quality of life, including food, education, and health, as well as contribute to household expenditure in the with support from UN Women, self-assistance and palliatives, including food and hygiene materials, washable face masks, detergents, bathing soap, sanitizers were also distributed. 40,000 households and vulnerable women and girls that are worst affected by the knockdown effect of COVID-19 pandemic in 6 geopolitical zones. Capacity building and empowerment programs to widows and indigent women on soap making, beads making, packaging and interior designs with start-up grants given to more than 7,800 women in the 3 zones of North, West, North Central, and Southeastern states. 4. Completion of the first and second phase of Presidential National Cooking Gas Project and Economically Planting, which has taken place in 21 states, including the FCT. The laudable project is to empower rural women and encourage them on the use of LPG gas instead of the firewood, which has serious implications to their health and also discourage cutting of trees for the wood to combat climate change. This project is very dear to the heart of Mr. President, and it is directly a presidential project to support, uplift the lives of rural women. Our Economic Service Department and our only parastatal, the National Center for Women Development, have continued to provide alternative sources of livelihood and empowerment to our rural women, including ICT activities for rural women, to ensure that the federal government programs impact them positively in the true spirit of leaving no one out. To make this year's commemoration worthwhile, the Ministry, in collaboration with our partners, 1. Media talk show on print and electronic media. 2. Capacity building for rural women, which is ongoing from the 13th, starting from today, to the 15th of October. Symposium, exhibition, and awards of excellence for selected organizations that have contributed to the promotion of rural women's rights and advancement in Nigeria on Saturday, the 15th of October at Kwali in the FCT. Provision of livelihood support training and start-up grants to women to alleviate their plight in their communities. Let me now conclude by thanking the media who have always supported us in our efforts to reach the rural women and to broadcast such efforts in the global space. Their efforts can only be recognized if we all agree in our little ways to beam the searchlight to increase their visibility. I want to also appreciate all our partners, the UN Women, Oxfam, SEED, ROMI, NDE, NAIC, and Jazz Bank, and all the planning committee members for their support and contribution to this year's commemoration of the International Day for Rural Women and the World Food Day. I thank you all for your attention.
Please another round of applause for the organizers. We want to also recognize the presence of the UN Research and Gender Division, presenting the Director General of the Raw Materials Research and Development. On this note, we want to open the floor quickly for goodwill messages, and please, you have just 1 minute. Because of all the protocols and those go straight to please. Our time is fast, and so first to go with the UN Women. Please forget the protocols, all been established. Thank you.
The meeting to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Special Secretary, Program Officer for Women's Economic Empowerment in Young Women. I'm standing on behalf of Victory Fayon. She's currently outside the country and she has sent me to tender her policy on money here. But she promised to be with you on Saturday in Kwale. Thank you so much. She'll be coming in tomorrow. She has sent me to present her results. I appreciate the efforts of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs under the defined leadership of the Honorable Minister in advancing gender equality and promoting women issues in Nigeria, especially on issues relating to marginalized women and girls. And to appreciate all stakeholders who have put together this event today. You all will agree with me that rural women and girls play essential roles in the food system, from production to processing, preparation and consumption and distribution of food, as well as in securing household and community nutrition. It is in this regard that UN Women prioritize economic empowerment as a strategic entry point for promoting increased income security, economic independence, and enhanced social economic well-being for the majority of the women and girls in Nigeria, especially those residing in marginalized rural communities. Recently, UN Women, with funding support from Standard Bank, implemented a pilot project in Niger and Ebonyi states to promote women's economic empowerment through climate-smart agriculture. The project was designed to close the gender gap in ownership and control of productive resources by strengthening women's agricultural productivity and access to markets in both rice and share value chains. Capacity development trainings on digital marketing skills access to one of the activities under this pilot program, promoting the ECT platforms for increased access to market and finance for women. In addition, share entrepreneurs be supported to rebrand their products to meet global standards. Trainings on implementation techniques were also introduced to women in share value chain. 1,390 women entrepreneurs were directly supported through this initiative in Niger State. Likewise, in Ebonyi State, about 2,000 women rural farmers.
Please remember you have only 1 minute.
Were supported. And in Northeast also, 571 women from internally displaced populations from the host communities were supported also. However, with all these efforts, the women in rural communities still remain poor due to some of the challenges that have been identified, which include inadequate financial support, rigorous production processes, lack of advanced markets, poor regulatory policies, insecurity, land ownership issues. Today we join the nation and the stakeholders, the government, and advocates for support from the government to promote to support some of these issues that hindering the growth of rural women in the communities. Thank you so much.
Please remember, this is a press briefing by the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, and we will ensure that going forward, when you have things to say, please send them to the ministry so they can be captured in the Honorable Minister's speech. Next, to take the goodwill message, please remember, I think with the kind permission of the Honorable Minister, will give you 2 minutes. So part of the protocol and go straight. Oxford, you have the floor. Please, 2 minutes for 2 minutes. Thank you.
Let me borrow.
That one is okay.
This one is okay. All right. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Abdulaziz Musa. I'm representing the Council Director, Vincent Abuja. I would like to start by thanking the Ministry for inviting us to be part of this great occasion. Oxfam has been a partner of the Ministry for many years back now. We're quite delighted that we are also part of this engagement. Indeed, the theme for this year can never be timely, looking at the issues that we're facing globally. We're just recovering from the pandemic. We've just had COVID-19. Now we are having a crisis in Ukraine. And of course, we're all witnesses to the global climate crisis that is happening now, which is also affecting our ability to feed ourselves. Many rural women have lost their farms, so it means that next year we're going to have lots of issues. And of course, when these issues come, the most people that are affected are the women. So days like this are very important for really highlighting the contribution of these women, and of course also highlighting the issues that they face, so that collectively as government and also as stakeholders, we're able to address them. As Oxfam, we believe there cannot be food justice without gender justice. In as much as we argue, and depending on which data we look at, agriculture involves lots of women. Many have different statistics. The population labor in agriculture is women, if you look at value chain, production to consumption. As Oxfam, yes, we've recognized that there has been some progress, and mainly in forms of projects and activities that have been put together, some of which the Honorable Minister has mentioned. And of course, we're also very glad to just say that in Kebbi and Taraba states, we've been able to align with the Women for Women project, and we're working closely with them so that we're not working with duplicate efforts, and we'll see how we can build on each other's strengths. And also as Oxfam, we try to initiate, basically we see ourselves as a feminist organization, meaning that in all we do, we advocate and champion women's rights and promote gender equity. All our programs, this means women or gender is mainstreamed, and we also have standalone projects that target women alone. One of our for example, is the village savings and loans. To interest you to know that at the moment we have about 189,000 women on our platform, and out of 250,000 across 8 states in Nigeria. And this population have been able to contribute from their little 5 naira, 10 naira, 3 naira, 3.8 billion naira. Yes.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yes, so generally going forward, I think we would just like to iterate that we are very happy to be part of this. I would like to also commit to this type of initiatives with the ministry and other stakeholders that will enable us to attain the gender justice that we all seek. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Romy. Is Romy ready? Okay, please 2 minutes.
Good afternoon.
As a global community, they will cut you over and switch off the mic. So let's do what we have.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I really want greetings for the board of management staff from the initiative journey, which is a women empowerment and development and non-governmental organization. It is also a joy that we are part of this wonderful initiative. At least for the first time in a long time, the Ministry of Women Affairs under the competent leadership of Honorable Minister is setting a trajectory for genuine women developmental programs in Nigeria. And we want to use this platform which is why that the country and standing for her. It's been a thing of joy that rural women are celebrated, and the ministry is training every critical stakeholders in women development in Nigeria towards identifying the challenges of rural women. And we can say authoritatively that the Rural Marketing Initiative in 32 states in Nigeria, 32 currently, have been working tirelessly in ensuring that the financial and economic inclusion of the African Union project in Nigeria is being domesticated. And we also lastly appreciate the Minister for the kind support that we've been getting, and we are assuring the Ministry that moving forward, by the special office of Almighty God, we continue to keep into the project of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs. Once again, thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We would recognize the presence of the Director of Special Duties for the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Trade and Investment, representing the Honorable Minister, Dr. Simon Fmwa. Thank you so much. Now we move to the next message by James Black. So, for the moment, you're 2 minutes now.
Anniversary, so we can assure you of our unique presence in 46 branches across Nigeria. We have a mandate by the Central Bank of Nigeria to organize Jai's Financial Inclusion Centers, which currently financing 6,000 women to the tune of 100 billion. And I can assure you they don't, because they're doing very fine. We are also in partnership with the consultants with GIZ to develop a gender-specific products strictly for women. We believe that it's not just about coloring the product pink, what is the uniqueness of the product and how we can help the rural women. We are also in partnership with IDB, Islamic Development Bank, where we will access funds to be distributed for MSMEs to boost their businesses. We are also in members of the Committee of Practice from the Central Bank of Nigeria, where we have a mandate to onboard all these economically active yet financially excluded members of the rural communities, women to be exercised, where we have the mandate to open accounts. For them and then enroll them as will be able to have access to basic financial inclusion services. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Up next is the representative of Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, Dr. Elvis.
Thank you very much. This is okay. Thank you once again for permitting me to stand on the established protocol. My name is Dr. Elvis. I represent the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, and the managing director, Mrs. Olashabi Joseph, who is unavoidably absent. We're here to commemorate with our ministry, the Ministry of Women Affairs, and to also partner with them in different areas. This year's International Day for Rural Women is a different one. Initially, it's not been done this way. This is the first time we're doing it. We're seeing it done under the Honorable Minister's position. And Naik is here to partner to provide succor and partnership for the ministry, especially the rural women. Naik is the defender of the defenseless women farmers. So we can agree with me that a lot of food, we talk about food today because women in the rural society, the rural areas are the ones doing more of the production. What we are doing here is to services for the 5 P's of agriculture, from production, packaging, processing, preservation, promotion. You can agree with me that most of these people talking about the agricultural insurance today probably are having challenges without knowing it. And NAIC is here. The federal government of Nigeria established NAIC as a risk management option for Nigerian farmers, especially the rural women. So while we are talking about this, is to make sure that these messages go down to the rural people because they are not aware. For example, recently we are passing through a lot of challenges with the flood ravaging the farms and putting them off business and all that. And NAIC is here to provide that gap. So the gap is to enable them get back to business. So,
thank you very much.
Thank you. And I want to also tell you that the premium you pay is subsidized.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The key concluding message on behalf of the NDE is the Deputy Director, Women Empowerment Collaboration Scheme, Ms. Lydia.
Media, please.
Linda.
Honorable Minister, good afternoon. I permit me to be on the established I am here representing the Director General of the National Directorate of Environment, the person of Madam Abuja, who is unavoidably absent. NDE has a is one of our core mandates, and no doubt Women Affairs remain a strategic partner in discharging our core mandate. No controversy, empowering a woman has multiplying effect on nation building. And so in the NDE, we have tried to expand our programs to suit women. We have the agricultural sector, which has to do with all the piece in the agri sector, and we have the manufacturing sector, which we train women and other unemployed to showcase their talent and become entrepreneurs. Presently, we have reserved 12.5 slots for the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs to draw down 12.5% on each of the directorate schemes across the country, 36 states plus the FCT. It ran last year, it is on this year, and renewable yearly. And so the Director General has asked me to tell you that he will create and implement programs that will be suitable for women. Since we have more women at a higher population, we will want to expand our scope so that more women will be in our trainings, in our skill acquisition trainings, in our empowering programs, so that it can help women develop. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for keeping the time. We'll call on the representative of C, Mr. Lugard Okolobo. 2 minutes.
Honorable Minister, thank you. And every director present, fellow stakeholders that have engaged with us from the onset of the preparatory meetings. Sincerely, I want to say, Honorable Minister, it has been very heartwarming. Last year, we were here to mark the International Day of Rural Women. However, we were not able. I think that was when we traveled from those states to participate in the commission of the project by Dr. Owa. And this year, we have been able to mobilize other stakeholders. Seed Multipurpose Cooperative Society is a social enterprise, and as part of what we do, we have a strong partnership with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to leverage agri-infrastructure. A lot of agri-infrastructures are wasting over, and the Federal Department of Cooperatives availed us their facility. The only and only one National Center for Cooperative Development is at Kwale. I want to use this opportunity to sincerely appeal that on this International Day of Rural Women, it demands to a rural setting, as it is done by other member states of the United Nations. And that is why we have chosen Kwale. And to further buttress our activity, we decided to partner with the Nigerian Women Cooperative Federation Alliance. The president is here, Ambassador Kauta Yakubu. And while we were engaging prior to this time, we got in Queen Evelyn, who said that she wants to be part of what we are doing. And she followed us to a community in Kwale. It is surprising to note, Kwale has only one bank. And most of these women are in cassava, melon. Some of the things we take, we hardly know what comes from Kwale. Kwale produces a lot of egusi. As we speak today is a market day, you see trucks of loads of egusi coming out of Kwale. Kwale produces shea butter. And finally, we want to sincerely appeal that on Saturday, we will be meeting with the Fufu women in Kwale that produces apple. Sincerely, over 500 of them. We paid a visit. It was a very sad experience. And we look forward to that.
celebrating that and the quality this year in line with the global strategy. Thank you. At this juncture, we want to call to address us the head gender division of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council.
Thank you. Honorable Minister and every other person here, good afternoon. I want to first of all appreciate you, ma'am, for being in the forefront of making sure that the woman is heard, that the woman is carried along. So many of us admire you secretly, and you are a mentor to many. I just want to say well done, ma'am, and please keep moving us forward. Thank you so much. I am from Raw Materials Research and Development Council. I bring you say my Director General, Professor H.D. Ibrahim, who indeed is a he for she. And immediately he got the letter from Her Excellency that we should be part of this LOC. We have not stopped coming from day one, and he has given us all the support needed. As we all know, Raw Materials has the main mandate of making sure promoting our natural resources. These natural resources are both agricultural and mineral resources, to make sure that the companies that depend on them get them, and to make sure that from production, of course the rural woman coming in focus, that from production, that the best practices for ensuring quality raw materials, I ensure that the rural woman gets this in the area of capacity building. So Raw Materials has been working hard to ensure that capacity building is given to rural women and other stakeholders who are into agricultural production, those who are into the processing, those who are into the marketing, all along the value chain, to ensure that from the raw materials to the product, we have competitive raw materials, quality raw materials, because we are sure that once we have quality raw materials, we'll have quality products. And as we're discussing during our LOC, I told Mr. Lugar that this time around, make their own organic manure.
Thank you.
That is part of our contribution as this, and we'll see that on tomorrow to Saturday. Once again, thank you very much. We appreciate being part of this beautiful gathering.
Thank you. We appreciate you. At this juncture, we want to call on the President of the Nigerian Women, Int'L, to address it. We'll give you 3 minutes.
Welcome, Mama.
Our dear mother, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, then voluntarily, I bring you greetings from the National Council for Women Societies Nigeria. It is with excitement that I celebrate our sisters and compared in the association. It is with my excitement that I celebrate our sisters in the service of our great nation. The International Day of Rural Women is a day dedicated to honor our millions of women living in the remote and rural places, and to celebrate their modest achievements and contributions towards rural development and agriculture. I want to say thank you, Mommy, for always having the women in your heart. The National Council for Women Societies have been struggling to improve the lives of women, which is one of our objectives. Since I resumed office, Mommy, I've seen how you're working day and night, whether healthy or sick, to make sure that Nigerian woman is placed in a proper position and better live life. The National Council of Women Society, being your #1 NGO, we promise to support your programs and to also give our own support as we used to do, to see that you achieve, and we all achieve, to see that Nigerian woman is placed in a better position. Thank you very much, Mommy, for being there for us. Thank you all the development partners for seeing the success of this year's celebration, which everybody is saying is different from the past event. I want to tell you that our dear mother is a grassroots woman, a National Council of Women Societies original member from Plateau. That is where she brought all our group. Therefore, we continue to support and celebrate Nigerian women. Thank you, Mommy.
They make the difference. We give us 3 minutes, use 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At this juncture, we're going to open the floor to the press. It's your day, it's your time, that's why we want to reserve more time for you. So can we take questions from the press if there are any? And if there are none, then we go on. Task is done. We go celebrate ourselves and go. Okay? Number 1, any more? Only one ever here. Any more from this side? Yes, please. Which agency? Assembly reporters. We have 2. Any more? Yes, where?
Koshi Foundation. Koshi Foundation.
Are you a media house?
No, NGO.
Media. Media. Okay, so FRCN.
Good afternoon. My name is Isabel from the Federal Commission of Nigeria. I want to congratulate you on the forthcoming celebration of the International Women's Day. I was glad that during your speech you mentioned the fact that the flooding situation has affected a lot of grown women in there. So moving forward, how do we protect the affairs or the challenges women are currently facing and their children in whatever plans the government is going to address the millions of Nigerians that are affected by flooding? And how are we going to make them, how are we going to in the future also prevent such things from reoccurring again?
Okay, you want?
Okay.
I thought I
Okay.
answered this one.
All right, ma'am.
Thank you very much, FRCN. I want to tell you that Mr. President is fully committed, and since the reports of the flooding that has been on for the past few weeks now, Mr. President has directed the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to reach out and support the affected victims, particularly the rural women. He has also directed the Ministry of Environment, and they are working and seeing how this flooding can be controlled and prevented from further occurring. So government is on top of the situation, and government is fully committed because we've all lent our voices, because we know that women are mostly affected, but the appropriate action is being taken. Thank you.
Share the honorable minister. Very brilliant report.
Thank you, the Honorable Minister. My name is Chijoke Asoban from the Assembly Reporters. As a media, we have been able to look the track record of this ministry as regards to issues like this. So we understood, of course, that the planning of this particular event today is different from how it used to be. So we appreciate it, ma'am. So my question is, ma'am, we have seen things you are doing in terms of trying to bring up the rural women, give them, equip them with skills in other areas, in farming and others. The basic question is, ma'am, we have myriad of ranging from flood, just as someone mentioned, the difference in nation. Now, what are the strategies that the government is making, especially the ministry, and how are you partnering with other agencies, like probably security agencies, in terms of clearing the bushes, because these women need to go to the land. What are we doing to ensure that these women go to farm?
Thank you very much. Security issues are top on the front burner of this administration. And the Ministry of Women Affairs has crying out because we know that women are mostly affected. Children are being molested, kidnapped, abducted, and government is doing its best to ensure that victims are released from abduction. You've had the recent one that the train abducted victims finally, at least all have been released back home now. That is to confirm the effort Mr. President is putting on these things like this. And I want to assure you that the Ministry of Agriculture, all relevant ministries, Ministry of Women Affairs is a modern ministry. We have our representative in every ministry, because there is no ministry that doesn't have women. Women's issues are multi-sectoral, and there is no ministry that will not engage or work with the Ministry of Women Affairs. And we monitor this clearly, and I want to tell you that Ministry of Agri, Ministry of Environment, and Ministry of Humanitarian are ensuring the Refugee Commission, the Ministry of Humanitarian, they are all doing everything possible to ensure that women, not only women, including the rural communities, are protected, and the hardest farmers' clashes are well addressed to give the women the sense of belonging to go to the farm freely. And this is being handled, and it's part of it. That's why we're reaching out. We're not going to do the celebration. It's only the press briefing to put the whole nation on alert that we are moving to the rural areas on Saturday. You are welcome. Meet us in Pali and you will see what we'll do there.
Do we have any more questions from the media? Which media? Please, you need to indicate at this time so we don't have any more indicating there. Any more? AIT? Which? Roni? TV? Any more? Okay, so the last two questions, after this, the Director of Women will do the business.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Francis from AIT. Honorable Minister, you have spoken at length regarding what has been done by this ministry to the women, to also contribute to agricultural development. Now, just to technically digress from what my colleagues have asked, there are still parts of this country where young girls and even women are not allowed to inherit maybe their father's property or anything that regards their family. When things are being shared, they are left out. How do you think the ministry going to?
Thank you very much. These are one of the issues that we were in the National Assembly early this year to address. And we will never stop crying out until women have their rights. Harmful practices, women denying their rights and privileges will always be on the front burner. We are addressing it. The National Assembly, this present National Assembly has failed to meet our needs. We will not rest on our arse. We will continue to push and push until they change their mindset. We are reaching out to community leaders, we are reaching out to religious leaders, and government is also ready to ensure that they lend their voice to the National Assembly to do something so that we can have this put into our laws. Thank you.
My colleagues have really said much about the challenges facing women in rural areas. But another challenge is the absence of land. Also, security aspect of it. I think there is a need for women to be empowered in the sense that training in terms of how to secure yourself against any external forces. I don't know if the military can, just like normal military training, just to equip them and give them some knowledge to defend themselves about these invaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's why we're advocating the he for she, that the men should be there at all times to support and protect women. Women are resilient. They are in some communities, in fact, we have some women leaders that are more resilient, that are stronger than the men. That is a fact. So, women are not sleeping, they're not resting on their ass. They are the chief security. Because within the homes, the eyes of a mother is all round. She watches, she monitors, and she takes action. So women are on the move, and we are not sleeping on. That's why you see the Girls Guides, the Brownies, all these different organizations train young girls, train women to be assertive. And we're doing that, and we'll keep encouraging such organizations. Thank you. I think in line with your question, at this juncture, I would want to celebrate River State, because recently, River State is one of the states that has passed the law on inheritance for women. So I want the press, please, we are using this opportunity of fighting for women's rights to celebrate River State. And we are calling on other states to emulate what River State has done to pass this law of inheritance for women. It is critical, it is important. When a woman takes charge, or if she is given the opportunity to inherit, a woman is a human being, like any other person. And most times, women are the ones that even take better care of their parents in old age. So they have more rights to inheritance because they are always there to protect their families. They are always there to protect their parents in their old age. So I'm really, really happy and proud of the governor of River State for passing this law, and I call on other states to emulate it. If we can have all the states passing the law in favor of women to have the rights of inheritance, this country will be better off for it. Thank you.
Any more? Please, let's celebrate the honorable minister. She's done very well. And probably all right and celebrate her amazing achievement in health and employment. Your country is employed. And the time she gave into office in 2019, August, we had only 13 states that had passed the draft act. And today we're celebrating 34 states. We had 23 states that have passed the Child Act, but today we're celebrating 31 states. Led by our own very dear, then patient, sorry, then falling. As a
because this will be our last press briefing for international rural government is buying. She's coming back, she's coming back, higher, she has to go higher and higher, so that she can make more difference in our national development. So, Atama, Nabato, Aparina, thank you so much. Terrible Minister, I want to call on the Director, Women Affairs, or Women Development, from both of
Go that side.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, Pauline Allen, OFR KSC, gentlemen and women of the press, our esteemed partners, esteemed guests, directors from the ministries, members of the civil society here present, thank you so much for coming and good afternoon. It is my honor and privilege to, on behalf of the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, move this vote of thanks and to acknowledge everyone here present. I want to sincerely thank the Honorable Minister for her leadership. I want to thank all of our partners here present for their speeches, commendations to the ministries, and for showcasing also what you have been doing at your level. We want to sincerely thank all the planning committee members. If you don't mind, can you please rise for the Honorable Minister to recognize you? Now we've had 6 meetings, so many several meetings at their expense, come rain, come sunshine, 2 times in a week, sometimes they are here at their own expense to ensure that this program is successful. Thank you so much for your contribution. And so once again, I want to appreciate our media for the regular coverage of the ministry's activities, and thank the directors here present too for supporting and excellency at this occasion. We look forward to meeting and seeing all of you on Saturday as well. On this note, I want to sincerely thank everyone here present and thank the Honorable Minister for our time. Thank you so much. Thank you, DG Women's Center, for always supporting the Honorable Minister. I appreciate you all.
I thank you, our director. And the director will do the closing and then photographs with the so if you have that, after this, please you remain seated, your refreshments will be brought to you. You don't want it to be rowdy, so just be on your seat. There's enough people around. So we'll just close officially, do the photograph, and then come back to it and take a I will rise for the national anthem. After the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.